ready when you are.
Hey guys, I may have go away heat, but these guys have true heel heat. So you better listen to the podcast or else I'm gonna kick you in your fucking cock and balls.
I'll get it.
What's going on, everybody? This is your former AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Once a champion, always a champion. Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Swerve's house. You're watching True Heel Heat podcast.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
Welcome to True Heel Heat, the place where we use insider terms because we think we know what the fuck we're talking about, even though we don't. My name's Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and I'm better than you, and you know it.
Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah!
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat Sports and Entertainment YouTube channel, back once again. It's been too long since we talked about Power Book 3, Raising Kanan Season 4. This time we're talking about Episode 8, Streak Struck. And you know how we do here on True Heel Heat Sports Entertainment. We're talking about some Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. So, of course, we going to keep it on the real. We appreciate y'all if you're joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Either way, show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping a thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your Power Universe friends, family, and friends. Always appreciate all the support we've been getting throughout our season 4 recaps and reviews of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. It's been quite a wild ride this season on Power Book 3, Raising Kanan Season 4. They've had deaths and comebacks and everything in between. We've had a couple of busy weeks over on the wrestling YouTube channel, so we haven't been able to talk about Power Book 3, Raising Kanan in a couple of weeks now. So I'm here twice this week. We're probably going to be here today. Well, we're here today for sure, but we're going to also be back on Wednesday to review episode 9 from this past week's, but I had to break it all down. I had to break it all down. I wanted to show love to each of these episodes because I think the last couple of episodes of this season is going to set up for an even wilder season 5. I think season 5 is going to be exceptional, but man, season 4 has been absolutely fabulous. I think this has been one of the better seasons of Power since the original series. Just all the twists and turns, all the characters that we're invested in are on Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. So I'm happy to talk all about each of these last 2 episodes before we get to the dramatic finale this coming week, dropping on Friday. But if you're with us live, show your support. Sound off if in the live chat. Love to interact with all of you when I'm doing these solo reviews. You guys are my co-hosts. Chrissy Love will be back with me on Wednesday to review episode 9, so be on the lookout for that. Hit the notifications if you see the post on the community tab over on the True Hill Heat Wrestling YouTube channel. Jump on over and join us there. If you catch it late, don't worry, just comment in the comments down below. I love to interact with all of you guys there. Give me your thoughts, your MVP, your LVP. Tell me what you've been thinking about the season overall, and especially this episode 8, Street Struck, which a lot went down. A lot goes down on all of these episodes of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. So we got to go through all of them. But this was a very important episode because we got one of the big answers of the season in this episode. So that's why I wanted to kind of separate it. You know, we've done we did episodes 1 and 2 together. We also did episodes 6 and 7 together, but I wanted to really kind of do each of these last episodes. I could have easily combined episode 8 and 9 together, but there was so much important stuff in episode 8 and episode 9 individually that I think it was best to kind of do separate reviews. You let me know if you think otherwise and that I could have done it together. I always could have, but we got Dion Jenkins. Good to see you, good brother. One of our members of the wrestling channel over here in the live chat. He says, "Is season 5 supposed to be the final season?" From all indications, yes, Dion. It's supposed to be the final season. It is officially been announced this week that season 5 is going to be in 2026. They have not confirmed when Power Book I guess it's 5 Origins, when that's going to drop. I think when they make the announcement of when Origins is officially going to drop, I think we would better know if season 5 is the final season. Honestly, they do have room to build, and they could always do a season 6 because Power Book 3 Raising Kanan is by far the best spinoff from Power. So I wouldn't mind if they go to 6, like they try to match up with the OG Power and try to make it into a 6th season. Would that mean maybe stretching it too thin? Possibly. But I mean, it's this good in season 4. I mean, I think season 5 is setting up to be a big season, especially with the cliffhanger that we got in the trailer for episode 10. I mean, episode 10 seems like it might introduce one of the most talked about characters that we've never seen in Power. So there's a lot of possibilities that they can go. So I wouldn't mind if they pushed it to a season 6. You let me know. You let me know for sure. The Soul Firm Entertainment. Good to see you in the chat. Never seen you before in the chat. Appreciate you joining us live. He says it is the best spinoff. 1000% agree. I would rank it as Raising Kanan, then Ghost. I think Ghost and Raising Kanan were like neck and neck through 3 seasons of Ghost, but season 4 was so below par of what it needed to be and had so many logic holes that it's firmly at number 2. Like Raising Kanan, the writing, the production, the acting performances are just so far ahead of all the other spin-offs that I think that it's not even close that Raising Kanan is the best spin-off of Power for sure. So I would go Raising Kanan, Ghost, Force. I think Force, if it has a great season 3 that is on par with season 2, which is by far the better season of the 2 seasons that they've done. If it's on par with season 2 and gives a character similar to like season 1 with Liliana in season 3, if we can get that beloved character like we had with Liliana in season 1, I think that Force could overtake this 2 spot from Ghost, because Ghost season 4 was just so below par of what we expect from Power. I think it can supersede that, but I think that there's no catching Raising Kanan at this point. I think that the next time that we'll get a spinoff that's of this quality might be Origins, depending on who's going to be in that. And we probably kind of have to assume that Kanan, they should probably, if they aren't thinking about this, they should definitely readvise their plans, and they should get Camille Curtis as Kanan in Origins, and Haley Kilgore has to be in Origins as Jukebox. Like, her performance this season has been absolutely phenomenal. But we got a lot to discuss from episode 8, so let's get to it. Episode 8, Street Struck, is coming off the heels of what went down in episode 7 with the unfortunate death of the mother, the matriarch of the Thomas family, Joyce Thomas. We get a bombastic start to this episode as Marvin performs a hit on Kwan's base of operations, taking out the drug kingpin. He basically stages it as a whole robbery, and then he takes off his mask so Kwan sees. He's like, "You're Rock's brother," and he was like, "No, I'm the nigga that's offing you," and shot him right in the head, killing Quan. So Quan is up out of here. Shouldn't have been talking shit to Rock, man. Shouldn't have been talking shit. They started off this episode hot in that way with taking out one of our preliminary characters. Lulu and Imani are spending some tender, sweet time together, bumping, clapping those cheeks is Lulu, as when the latter asks him to open up more. She asks him about his different jobs that he has, because they basically were talking about doing skiddly poop or sex. They were talking about that. And she was like, "Oh, do you have other jobs or other people you're being with?" Basically, she was like questioning our boy Lulu here, and I ain't like all that. Imani's a little too intuitive with all her questions that she be asking, a little bit presumptuous with everything. She wants him to open up a little bit more since he just lost his mother. However, he states that he is not ready for that quite yet. In the meantime, we see B-Rilla gets flagged down outside of a deli, outside of the bodega, by Kenyatta and Julius, who want him to take part in their plan to rob Loyal's house again. And he's like, "Yo, we just fucked that shit up. Why would we go back?" B-Rilla has no inclination to participate, but the decision may not be in his hands because they don't want him to chicken out at the last moment like he did the first time. At the local diner, Jukebox and Kanan are sitting down, and they talk about Kanan's theory that Rock may have been behind bribing the cops to kill Famous. Of course, Jukebox not trying to hear this. She has probably a better relationship with Rock than Kanan does. I mean, I think that's quite obvious at this point. Kanan's relationship with Rock is damaged beyond repair and would only get worse as this episode and the next episode goes on. But he thinks that she may have bribed the cops to kill Fame. She does not believe him, though, Juke says, stating that Rock loved Fame no matter what. But of course, Kanan brings up, "Oh, she loved D-Wiz too." This nigga Kanan has short-term memory loss. She had D-Wiz killed because y'all niggas decided to kill Buck 20. I love how he never takes responsibility for that. You got your friend killed. It was not your mother. He's pissing me the fuck off at this point. I don't know about y'all. Y'all let me know in the chat how y'all feel about Kanan always blaming D-Wiz's murder on Rock instead of taking any sort of responsibility. He always wants to point the finger at her. We finally catch up with O-Cee, who has been hiding out, and he's now hiding out at Unique's place with the rest of his group. He's being a little bit annoying, so Akbar has to tell him to sit his little ass down until Unique gets there. Unique stops by the place where he is informed about Kwan's death. The news pisses him off so much, worsens his mood, which has terrible consequences for O-Cee. Scared that Kanan might be onto him, O-Cee pleads with Unique to let him leave New York, asking him for money so he can go to one of his friends in Florida. However, his persistent requests, along with Unique already being angered by Kwan, his connect being offed, he gets so pissed off to the point that he turns around and he shoots O-Cee in the goddamn head. Kwan and O-Cee is up out of here within 20 minutes of this episode. 2 deaths. 2 major deaths for 2 of our recurring characters. Kwan we've seen for the last couple of seasons, while O-Cee's been a main recurring character in this season. His body is subsequently dropped at a dumpster in a bag. And of course, we're going to see how they recover that body a little bit later on. Meanwhile, with all his worries, B-Rilla is having a horrible day at the studio. He's totally offbeat, doesn't remember his rhymes from time to time, had to go back and do different lines at different points. This compels Lulu to stop the recording session. Subsequently, he tells Lulu about his predicament with Kenyatta, which infuriates Lulu, saying that you fucked this shit all up. He berates B-Rilla for not thinking through his problems and wonders how to fix the situation himself. I love how B-Rilla always wants to blame this on Lulu. All Lulu asks you is to come up with different rhymes, because all you do is talk about shooting niggas up and robbing niggas, and then when you had the opportunity to rob a nigga, you wasn't on shit. Sounds like a you problem. This is all you. You caused all these problems and had to make Lulu bring out the beast again. We got a couple of comments in the chat I want to get to. We got Dion, who says Marvin been moving sloppy all season. Sloppy Marvin. And Rock had to get on his ass in this episode for all his sloppy plays. DeMarcus says Imani was talking in code, which is foreshadowing and being in the street as a second job. I don't know if she meant that as his moonlighting job, but that is a good theory. I'm not gonna front. That is a good theory. Maybe she's an op. Maybe she's an informant. That is a possibility and something that's been said a bunch of times. The Soul Firm Entertainment says Kanan can't see that he's going against his mother, Rock, because his trust is misplaced but emotionally charged. Yeah, I understand all the reasons why Kanan feels some type of way against his mother, but to keep bringing up the whole D-Wiz murder without taking any type of accountability, any type of responsibility for the situation that happened to D-Wiz being solely on your decision to kill Buck 20, it is just totally immature and ill-advised and very tone deaf. It just short-sighted in general for someone who has such big plans and big aspirations and ambitions as Kanan. He needs to take some type of accountability in the predicament that he found himself in. Dion says D-Wiz had to be done. Now Scrap, that's a different story. 1000%. If he was bringing up, oh, she also loves Scrap, and you see what happened to him, there you go. Now we're on to something. Now we got something to play with that had nothing to do with you, Kanan. Soul Firm Entertainment says O-Cee thought that he was playing chess when he was barely playing checkers. This nigga wasn't even playing checkers, Soul Firm. He was playing Connect 4, and he ain't know the game that he was in. DeMarcus says Unique said, say hello to my little friend when he smoked O-Cee. Yo, he put one in the head and just started popping. Dude's already dead. He's still shooting him. Fucked up his whole couch and everything. God damn. You're short temper. You short fused ass. Dion says they cleaning house this season. Yo, they were cleaning house this episode. Two up out of here within 20 minutes. DeMarcus says Unique treated O-Cee like trash. I mean, why would you associate with the maniac who's going around killing people? Like, I don't understand. Soul Firm says O-Cee be gone. He was a pest anyway. Got what he deserved. Yeah, I didn't like how he did what he did to Kanan, robbing Kanan, sneaking behind his back, working with the op in Unique. So yeah, fuck him. And yes, I agree. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. So more of a U.S. holiday, or our Mother's Day. While I'm staying here in the U.K., me and the missus, we celebrated her, gave her all the gifts and flowers in March. So she was like, okay with me sending flowers to my mother, since it's Mother's Day in the U.S. So I had to send some love to my mom. Shout out to my mom. If she sees this, love you, Mom. We got DeMarcus, who says B-Rilla was actually right because he expected that no one would be home during the home invasion with Kenyatta, Samir, and Julius. They should have listened to B-Rilla. Yeah, he wanted to back up out. He wanted everybody to back on out because he didn't expect anyone to be home. But Samir, Kenyatta, and Julius, they knew that, more Kenyatta, because he's like running things and making the plans. He knew that someone had to be home if they're going to open the safe. They can break into the safe, but it's much easier if you have someone to give you the code, you know? The Soul Firm says, O-Cee, if you're going to betray folks on both ends, you better be stacking enough cash and leverage to disappear before the block even hears your name in whispers. Man couldn't even get bus fare. Yo, that's wild that they did that whole robbery on Kanan and he didn't even get broke off. I guess he let fucking Unique do that robbery on Kanan's stash and didn't take any money for himself. How stupid are you? You're doing this game the whole fucking wrong way. So then we get the truth behind Famous's murder, and this is the main reason why I wanted to do this episode solo. Not on my own. I would have loved if Chrissy was here, but Chrissy's celebrating Mother's Day. Shout outs to Chrissy Love. Happy Mother's Day to her. But I wanted to do this episode alone because we got one of our big answers of the whole entire season. We get Rock and Marvin are meeting up with Hafiz first, who finally has everything in place for the drug operation to begin. On their way out, Rock tells Marvin that she needs to talk to David Kahn one last time to ensure he upholds his part of the deal to the best of his ability. At the same time, Unique gets a surprise visit from Detective Garcia, who questions him about the murders of Detective Howard and his brother Ronnie. Garcia summarizes that Unique killed them both, even though he has nothing to prove his theory. Following up on his concerns, Kanan goes to see, as they call it, Kanan and Juke, Bonnie and Clyde, Snaps and Pop Henry, to reach out to their police connects to find out if they know anything about who killed Famous. I want to know when Kanan and Juke are going to put 1 and 2 together. You have this whole theory about Rock being the one who paid off the cops, but you know for a fact that Snaps and Pop have connects in the police department. So why the fuck are you not putting 1 and 2 together, Kanan, and realizing that they are the one who did this? Unbeknownst to him, the married duo is involved in Famous's murder and decides to meet up with their officers on their payroll, Pickett and Wiley. As soon as they meet up with Kanan and they ask him, like, who does he think is behind it? He's like, that's why I'm asking you, if you can talk to your people and let me know. They want to know about Kwan's murder and the robbery on Kwan's place. They think that Rock is behind it, but Kanan didn't know anything about that. He just wants to know about Famous's death. Soon as he walks away, they ask, let's talk to, I'll call Pickett and Wiley, the sloppy motherfuckers, making you know it was them who set this all up. Marvin checks up with Early Tyler about his payments for Stefano's new gig. During the exchange, he learns that Early is behind the murder of the guy from Howard Beach, who Stefano was talking about in the previous episode. He complicates matters as Marvin may be blamed for letting the situation get out of hand because he did go to Marvin and ask him what to do with it. And he said, nigga, you deal with it. While checking out O-Cee's home, Jukebox runs into his brother, who tries to make a move on her. She takes him down easy. He put his hands on her. He tried to force himself on her, the fucking creep. And she just cracked his arm, pumped him, clacked him on the head with a gun, and then pulled the gun up on him and asks him about O-Cee's location at gunpoint. He states that he knows nothing. Meanwhile, Rock catches up with David and tells him to hunker down and deal with his duties diligently. He's just, I want to be loved. I don't know. Maybe it's because I just want to be loved. I love the attention. I love to be needed. David is a whole damn fool and a half. We then see Snaps and Pop. They meet up with Pickett and Wiley on a building rooftop. The truth finally comes to light that Snaps and Pop ordered Famous's murder because they were worried he might spill their secrets to everyone. So this was pretty much like the writings was on the wall. Like as soon as it became clear that they were trying to make it seem like all signs point to either Rock or Marvin working together to take out Famous, we should have immediately just snapped it out of there. Like, I know for weeks I was here and I was like, maybe it's Marvin, because that would have complicated all the ties within the Thomas family even more, with Kanan being upset with Marvin for taking out the hit from Rock on Famous, and that causes a rift between Kanan and Jukebox. That would have been one thing, but the writing was on the wall that you needed means, opportunity, and you needed basically a motive. And the persons that were kind of beneath the shadows, behind everything, who should have been the ones that we all were looking at as the obvious people who were behind this murder, was Snaps and Pop Henry. Because Snaps and Pops are working closely with Kanan. They're basically fronting all their money. They had been given information from Ronnie that Famous talks too damn much. So then when they find out that he got pulled up on and questioned by the police, that gave them all the motive that they needed to take care of him and take him out. They have the means in that they have cops on their payroll to do this thing. And yeah, they have everything. They checked all the boxes. It should have been obvious way before this episode that Snaps and Pops was behind all of this. So they are the real villains of this season. They're like, for previous seasons, we've seen like people like Rock take a main villain role and Unique play a main villain role. The Italians play main villain roles, but Snaps and Pop, they were introduced last season as the backer for Ronnie, and then like this season they've become more prominent. They were even in the poster at the beginning of the season, while Famous was not. So I think that we should have all seen the signs, and that we're not looking close enough that we didn't see that this was Snaps and Pop. But the fact that they are now pulling all the strings and manipulating Kanan, it's only going to get worse with all of this going down. So Firm, I am 100% with you, my good brother. He says, man, fuck Bonnie and Clyde. Fuck them both, man. They hit our Puerto Rock, our Boricua brother. We got Soul Firm, who says Kanan keeps pointing fingers at Rock like she's the only one. He needs to open his eyes, and he created a lot of the problems. He did. He was the one who started working with Snaps and Pop when and Rock warned us at the beginning of the seasons. Like, they have had to off a lot of people. I hope that Kanan puts all the signs and all the breadcrumbs, all the seeds together before it's too late, because it really feels like he is going to take his mother off the board completely, and not in a way that's going to keep her living. I think we're going to have 2 dead mothers this season. DeMarcus says, how would Garcia know that Unique was alive? I mean, word goes around in the streets, man. The streets be talking. The streets need a body, and the streets be talking. That's the 2 rules of power. DeMarcus says, Snaps and Pop were very vicious by using Officer Pickett and Wiley to torture and smoke Famous. Snaps and Pop is giving me Jerome and Louis vibes. I can see that. So Firm says Snaps and Pop play into Kanan's need for independence and manhood. They're feeding his ego while quietly pulling him away from Rock's control. It's textbook manipulation. It is. They're doing a masterful job at it. They're kind of pulling the strings. They are the puppet masters of this season of Raising Kanan. And he also says they got to get out of here. I'm hoping Kanan puts it together, but you know what I really feel? I feel that Juke is going to put it together before Kanan does. It's just going to be, the question is going to be, can Juke let Kanan know or get it through Kanan's head before it's too late? Dion says David is so annoying. That actor sucks. He's hilarious, though. I'm sorry to tell you. He's hilarious, though. I just want to be loved. I love to be needed. We want to have a mixer. I love mixers. So first says David, 2 sheets in the wind. Marvin put the wrong brother down. When you're right, you're right. When you're right, you're right. So for, I mean, he should have smoked David. and then just talk. Just made an example. He should have smoked David in front of his brother and just be like, "This will be you if you don't get in line and work with us and stop talking about talking to the police." But you know. DeMarcus says David is giving me Drew vibes. I mean, this is next level Drew. Like, he's hilarious though. He is hilarious. DeMarcus says, who is the most hilarious, David, O-Cee, or B-Rilla? Oh, it's definitely David. It's definitely David. It's definitely David by far. It's not even close. It's not even close. B-Rilla, he's been on screen, and you know, he did that goofy shit with backing out of the robbery when it was too late, but he don't make me laugh like David. And O-Cee was never funny to me. He just fucking sneaky ass nigga. Got what he deserved. Unique sits down for a chat with Phil Russo, hoping that the man helps him out carrying out an act of vendetta against Rock for allegedly taking out Quan. However, Russo has no interest in fulfilling some revenge mission and playing into this whole war between Rock and Unique. And he tells him to focus on gathering the requisite cash to start up his operation. Hoping to resolve B-Rilla's circumstance, Lulu goes and visits Kenyatta at his shop, where the latter states that he has no intention of backing away. They also goad Lulu for not having an army of his own because of the detachment from Rock's business. And they basically be like, you ain't that nigga no more. You ain't that nigga that you used to be. They were just testing. They tested our boy Lulu's gangster. And they would learn. They wouldn't live, but they would learn to regret that. Marvin tells Rock about the potential chaos on their horizon because Early's cousin Londell killed the man attached to Stefano. She berates him and tells him to fix the problem. He said, I got it. He was like, that's going to be on your tombstone, nigga. I got it. But you never do. She tells him to fix the problem any way he can because they are close to success for the first time in a long time. And basically, Rock wants him to off both Early and Londell. That's the best way to take care of shit once and for all. If these two niggas are off the board, there ain't no way that Stefano can know about what happened with the guy from Howard Beach and Marvin's involvement. But Marvin wants to keep Early around because Early is breaking him off with a piece of the business with the bookies and everything, so he wants to keep him around to get that piece of business. But you are trying, you want to do it in a way that is going to piss off Early and make him do other things, which we would see in the next episode, but it's too much. Unique arranges a meeting with Snaps and Pop, urging them to work for him, especially with Quan's death taking a toll on his business. They tell him that they need time to consider the proposal. Far from the action, you get Rock take some time to sort through Joyce's belongings with Jukebox. Rock asks her niece about Kanan's mindset and whether he knows anything more about Famous's murder. Jukebox feigns innocent in the whole matter, not wanting to tell her about Kanan's suspicions that she's behind this murder. In the meantime, Marvin dines with Stefano, updating him about Quan's murder. The New York gangster asks him if he has any more information about our friend found in the East River from Howard Beach. Basically taking a lead from his daughter's playbook, Marvin says he knows nothing about it. He feigns innocent. He says that's white people problems to Stefano, which Stefano, I think he already knows that you got something to do with this nigga. You could tell by the way he asks the question and his basically threat, this veiled threat that he gives him. He gives him more of like a subtle veiled threat about the fate awaiting the person responsible for the murder, and it does not inspire much confidence in Marvin. And Marvin gives himself away with how he reacts to this whole questioning and everything. And he's like, I hope they don't. He was like, whoever is behind this is gonna be wearing some concrete slippers, if you know what I mean. And Marvin's like, I hope they don't come in my size. And Stefano says, it's one size fits all, Marvin. Basically saying, I know you behind this. I know you got something to do with this. It's on he owed money to the bookie. The bookie is on you. So it all comes back to you, Marvin. It all comes back to you. So this should have gave Marvin all the inspiration he needed to not only kill Londell, but to kill early as well. Because you don't want any of these niggas to open their mouth. Loose lips gets killed, basically, gets zipped. But then we get Kanan. He heads home to Crystal, telling her to pack up and head out of the state. He was like, go to your cousins in Delaware, whoever you need to go to, because things are getting too heated in South Jamaica. She tells him that his rage towards his mother blinds him because she believes that Rock had nothing to do with Famous's death because of all the signs that are there, like how she was reacting at the wake, and how she was looking out for Kanan and asking how he was doing when she was there. However, he has other opinions on the subject. Early's cousin Londell finds himself on the wrong side of Marvin's plan as the man kills him. This is during a whole poker game at Early's place of business at his garage. He tells him that the bathroom isn't working. He's like, this nigga out here living like a caveman in South Jamaica. But he goes outside, he goes to take a piss, and Marvin hits him in the back of the head with the gun. Well, he shoots him in the back of the head with the silencer. This takes Londell off of the board, but Marvin cannot gamble with the truth ever getting out because of what Stefano might do to him and his family. But he made a mistake by not taking care of Early, like Rock said. You're not gonna take care of it the same way I would take care of it. That's what Rock told him. Elsewhere, Rock is excited to begin her business with Hafiz. She sees the shipment has a whole bunch of drugs and she's ready to get to work, while Kanan and Jukebox receive some terrible news as they're at Kanan's original apartment, and Primo comes by to let him know that O-Cee has been found, and he's been found off the board. O-Cee body has been found in a garbage dumpster. As they're taking out the garbage, they find O-Cee dead with a hole in his head. They now have to see how, deal with the wake and the family. Lulu and B-Rilla head up to their music studio to continue their work, while Kenyatta and Julius keep a watch over them from their car parked on the other side of the street. Kenyatta said after Lulu saw him at his shop, he was like, we need to reintroduce Brother Rilla and Brother Thomas with the sisters on the other side, with the brothers and sisters on the other side. So they want to kill Lulu and B-Rilla at this point. Detective Garcia tries to push the buttons on Jukebox by asking her about Famous's death. However, she is unwilling to play his game and disappears in a flash. He catches up with her at the local pizza shop. She ain't even get to take a bite of her pizza, like ruined her meal. Sitting down with her, and everybody in the hood know you a cop. Like, what would she look like talking to a cop in open public at a pizza shop? Garcia don't know how to act. Garcia ain't no Detective Burke. He ain't no Detective Howard. He been very sloppy toppies in this whole season. Rock receives a visit from Crystal, who tells her about Kanan's recent obsession with Famous's murder and his desperation to find out the culprit. She urges Rock to take responsibility for her actions as a mother and help her son turn around from a path of destruction. Rock's like, I'm just doing all that a mother can do, which Crystal turns that back on her, saying that that's what my mother always said, and it's usually because she didn't want to take responsibility for her own actions. Crystal says that she's got a bus to catch, but she needs to basically talk to her son and get him off of this. Kanan and his pals stop by O-Cee's mother's house, consoling the woman for her loss. It's like a little wake that they're having with the brother there, trying to console his mother as well, asking who would do this to my baby. They talk about how his body was found in the dumpster. Meanwhile, Crystal unknowingly finds herself in a tricky position after she is picked up by Pickett and Wiley just as she boards a bus to leave New York. Who is behind this? We wouldn't find out until the next episode, but it wasn't good. I mean, we should have known. It's Pickett and Wiley, so you saw the meeting with Snaps and Pop. So Snaps and Pop basically had Pickett and Wiley follow Crystal all around town until she got on the bus and then stop her there and then take her in. But we didn't know why they wanted to take her in. It would be information, which we would get in the next episode. They take her in for questioning, saying that they want to question her about Famous's murder. They basically tell her, she's like, why can't you ask me here on the bus? She was like, no, it's actually detectives at the police station who want to talk to you. But their plans are more likely an insidious nature, which, yep. At the same time, we get the ending of this episode. We saw our brother Lulu is back. That's why my headline reads, glad to see you back, Lou. Lulu's back. As Kenyatta and Julius are outside, you got Julius asleep. Kenyatta wakes him up because they see B-Rilla has come down from the studio. They said, let's go take care of him and then run back on Lou Thomas later. He was like, no, we're going to wait for Lulu to come down. He's probably, B-Rilla's probably out here waiting for Lulu. And Lulu unleashes his inner beast by just smoking these niggas. He says, jumbo niggas, pow, 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 shooting up their car. He kills Julius as he's sitting in the passenger seat. Kenyatta is able to get out of the driver's seat, and then we hear a voiceover from older Kanan who talk about, they talk about junkies having this fix, having this addiction. They talk about it like it's cancer or something, and they said that hustlers have that same addiction, that same fiending, because it makes them feel powerful. It makes them feel like they the baddest dude out here. And then we see Lulu smoke Kenyatta, shooting him multiple times in the middle of the street. And he just has this big smile. The first time the whole season, we see just a big, beautiful smile on our mocha melanated brother. Lulu Thomas is back, motherfuckers. He's back. Oh, I love this ending. This was one of my favorite endings of the entire season because it put a big smile on my face. Like, Lulu needs to accept who he is. He's a hustler. He's a street nigga. And he has accepted the path he wants to walk down. He has accepted the path of who he is. Lulu is that nigga. How were we introduced to Lulu? That's my uncle, Lulu. If you want something done, he'll get it done, and he'll get it done right. And he got that shit done. Took these niggas, Kenyatta and Julius, off the motherfucking board. Love it. We got Cortine in the chat. Good to see you, Cortine. I'm doing well. Having a good Mother's Day. Made my mom smile with some flowers, so I'm happy for that. The family here is doing well in the UK. Cortine says, Crystal deserved what she got. Tried to kill Jukebox and got with Kanan to mess with her. I mean, you're not lying. I didn't think of that, Cortine. I didn't think of that. That's a good point. Cortine says Kenyatta and Julius should have listened to Lulu and left the city. They should have just listened to Lulu and leave B-Rilla alone. Don't try to test the mettle of one of the baddest dudes in the street. Like, you brought out the beast in this nigga Lulu. Dion says, I disagree. Crystal didn't deserve that. I mean, yeah, what we would see in the next episode, I don't think she deserved all of that. If this was at the hands of Jukebox, anything that Jukebox wanted to do to Crystal, yeah, she deserved all of that. But it's the fact of who it was, how it went down. No, she ain't deserve all of that. I do agree with you there, Dion. We got DeMarcus who says, Sister Amanu or Samir could tell the cops B-Rilla and Lulu smoke Kenyatta and Julius. I mean, who's gonna take their word for it? Like, and then the question would be, how do you know that? Why were they out there? Why were they waiting for them? And why did they have guns on them? Because that's also going to be in the line of questioning. Why did they have guns on them? And who were they out there for? By them going to the cops and telling them, oh, it was Lulu and B-Rilla who did it, that means that they can put one and two together. By the cops can just say, oh, they went there to kill Lulu and B-Rilla and someone else killed them. We got Soul Firm who says Crystal in this situation is more than just collateral damage. She represents innocence and what happens to people who get tangled up in this world. It pretty much happens to everybody. Like we saw it in the original Power series with like Reina. She was wrapped up. She was just too close to what Tariq was doing, and she was collateral damage for Tariq trying to live a life that he didn't need to live. Like this happens time and time again in these Power series. Like Lauren is one of the lucky ones. Lauren in Ghost, she could have easily been taken off the board, especially with what Homegirl tried to do to her. Effie tried to smoke her. Effie tried to take her out of the game, but she was lucky enough to live and then get the fuck out the city after everything was done, or she would have been collateral damage in Tariq's life decisions. Soul Firm says, even though she apologized to Juke, she still tried to pull the same move by sending those girls after her. This is true. Like Juke could have died in that whole situation because they were attacking her on a train platform. They got knives and stuff like that. Lucky that Juke is Juke and she's not the one to fuck with, not the one to mess with. And we don't even know what happened to those girls. Those girls could have been dead themselves. So I wouldn't fuck with Juke. We know that Juke didn't kill them because Juke's first kill is what we would see in this season, and that's opened up a whole nother chamber for Juke, completely whole nother person that she is right now. We got DeMarcus who says B-Rilla should have a jumbo track. Yeah, jumbo niggas. This is what happens when you don't listen. Like, I don't know what he would say, but B-Rilla need to make a track. That will be what he needs to do. But I suspect B-Rilla is going to connect with Lulu and probably be Lulu's number one guy now that he's back, that he's going to go back into the street business. DeMarcus says Crystal got smoked like Gloria from Force. Yeah. Even worse than Gloria from Force. Even worse. But Gloria from Force was a collateral damage situation as well. Cortine says, now we see why it was easy for Ghost to set up Kanan. He's not smart. Yeah. He don't think over his emotions. His emotions overtake his mind. He takes his heart and he makes it into his brain, which is never a smart move when you're a gangster and you're trying to run your own business and you're trying to be the head boss and everything. You got to leave emotions out of play. And he makes his emotions a part of his decision making and what he's doing in the business. And that's never a wise decision. And this is why that Ghost, Tommy, and more Ghost and Tasha had to move him aside to really elevate themselves to higher heights than Kanan could ever reach. Like that's why they became the biggest drug dealer in New York City, is because they had a bigger mindset and they were able to put their mind over their emotions. You see what happened when Ghost started letting his emotions dictate his decision making and be the overwhelming kind of leading force for him when he reconnected with Angela. It totally fucked up his whole business. So this is the key. That's one of the key lessons throughout all of Power, whether it be the original series, Ghost, Raising Kanan, Force. You see what's going on with Force with Tommy and Morena. That whole thing is when you let your heart become too big into play in your decision making in the business. That is the easiest way that someone can take you out of play completely or totally fuck up the business for you. Your heart, your emotions, it's the easiest thing that people can come after. And we're seeing it at play on all of these shows. You guys have been awesome in the chat, been adding more and more kind of context and layers, and we're really kind of we're just scratching the surface on all of this. There's so much other stuff that we can talk about that's going to lead into like the next season and season 5 and what's going to go down in episode 10. I'm looking forward to, but of course we got to also review episode 9. So we will be doing that coming up on Wednesday. I hope you guys rejoin us once again. We'll be here Wednesday afternoon. So we'll probably be doing, on Wednesday, Dark Side of the Ring on the wrestling channel. We'll be reviewing the last episode for Billy Jack Haynes on Wednesday. And then immediately following that, me and Chrissy will be doing the Dark Side of the Ring on the wrestling channel. And we'll be over here immediately after that. So around like 2:15 Eastern time, join us live for that as we're going to review episode 9, which so much more happened, and so many people were taken off the board as they build up for the big conclusion of season 4 for Power Book 3 Raising Kanan. If you're watching us live, remember to drop the thumbs up on the video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you are new to True Heel Heat Sports and Entertainment. We'll be having all the power reviews possible, so we're going to be doing episode 9 and 10 reviews on the channel coming up this week and next week. Next Monday we'll be doing episode 10, so we'll be finishing up with Raising Kanan as we gear up for Force. They announced this week that Power Book 4 Force, that is going to be dropping in the fall, so probably September we'll be back to talk all about that. In the meantime, between the end of Raising Kanan and Power Book 4 Force, we'll also be doing reviews for BMF, which I believe drop in I'm pretty sure it drops this summer. It's going on this summer, so we'll have Raising Kanan finished up with that next week, and then we're going to be going right into BMF, and we'll be reviewing all the episodes of BMF here on True Heel Heat Sports and Entertainment. So if you are a part of the 50 Cent verse and Power Book and the Power Universe, you got the YouTube channel here. That's the only YouTube channel that I know. I think Get How It Is Live. I think they do some live reviews, but not a lot of channels are doing live Power Book 3 Raising Kanan reviews. But I follow all the other Power YouTube channels. So shout outs to Mark Dark TV, Movie Bot, some great YouTube channels that cover it and talk a lot of stuff. But if you want a live format and you want to be a part of the shows yourself, you can come in the live chat and join us live here because we're having some fun with everybody here. To answer DeMarcus here, he says, who was your MVP for this episode? Let me know in the live chat. Let me know your MVP for this episode, your LVP for this episode, whether you gave it a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give this episode here? So let's put our thumbs in the middle for Power Book 3 Raising Kanan Season 4 Episode 8 in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up for me, thumbs up across the board. Another really good episode of Power Book 3 Raising Kanan. I'm going to give this episode out of 10. I'm going to give it an 8. It's an 8 episode, really good stuff. I love the Lulu going back into the life, Lulu accepting who he is. The old Lulu is back. I love that we got some big answers like Snaps and Pop being behind the famous murder, the everything going on with Marvin and the Italians, how that's shaping up, Unique kind of going off the board and killing O-Cee. There was so much big moments in this episode that I had to talk about it individually outside of, episode 9 that's already dropped. Like I said before, we'll be reviewing that as well, which I would say, spoiler alert, I will say that was a little bit better than this episode. But this episode was definitely needed as they're closing out this season so strong. The writing is so on point. Everything's tied together. And I see you guys are even higher on this episode than I am. I'm giving it an 8. I might go 8.5. I might go 8.5. 8.5. You're probably right. It's an 8.5 episode. But DeMarcus gives it a 9 out of 10. Soul Firm Entertainment's giving it a 10 out of 10. Love it. Love it. Love it. MVP, 100% agree with DeMarcus in the chat. It's got to be Lulu. Lulu is back, baby. Lulu is motherfucking back. LVP for this episode, it's got to be O-Cee. It's got to be O-Cee. You done snake Kanan, done stole his money, lied to his face, went behind his back, teamed up with Unique, and your ass didn't even have fucking $10-15 because this is 1990. This is the 1990s. It's like $10-15 to take a bus out of the city. I grew up in New York. I know how it was. I was like 8 years old. I was like 7-8 years old around this time in New York City. It's like $10-15. You can go to the Chinese buses and get the fuck out of New York City. You ain't have a dime to your name. You've been in the drug business for all these months and you ain't have enough money to get the fuck out the city. You're a dumbass. You're a fucking dumbass. Where the fuck is all your money? What the fuck have you been doing? O-Cee, by far the LVP of this season. Cortine, I agree with you. He says O-Cee should have stopped talking, waited for a better time. He should have seen what time Unique was on and get the fuck out of there. But no, he just wanted to keep talking, and his ass got what he deserved. He got what he deserved. Cartine also says we'll get Origins after Raising Kanan. That'll be good. Yeah, we're going to be here talking about Origins as well. We're going to be talking about everything Power, everything 50 Cent with BMF as well. So join us for that. We're going to have some fun on the channel now. And thank you, So Firm. Good to see new faces in the chat. Hope you be joining us for some more of these live streams that we're doing for Power Book 3, Racing Kanan, and then BMF, and then Force, and then Origins, and then we're going to do Raising Kanan Season 5 next year. So we're going to have some fun here. And check out all the other stuff. We got Daredevil Born Again reviews. We got X-Men 97 reviews that we've done here on the channel. So I will be doing some more Disney Plus series, whatever Disney Plus Marvel series that they do. I'll also be reviewing that on the channel. I think me and Chrissy Love were talking about, we also want to do Yellow Jackets, which is on Paramount. Yellow Jackets Season 3. We want to be doing reviews of that. And we also want to be doing, we're going to do a whole review for the season of Yellow Jackets. And then we're also going to be doing a review of, what's the other one? Oh, All American Season 7, which, yo, I don't know. Because All American, I won't front. It fell the fuck off like after like season 3 or 4. But I said season 7, it's probably the best season of All American since like season 3, because now you got the characters that we know are kind of the elders, and we got introduced new characters who are about it. I actually watched like the first couple of episodes of Shy DeMarcus, but I fell off after a while. I want to get back into it, but that's a lot. It's a lot, because I think, what is it in? Tell me what season it is. It's like season 6, season 7. So I have to go back and watch it from the beginning again. I remember when old dude killed nigga with the afro. Like, it's so much that I have to rewatch the original episodes that I saw way back when, and then catch up on everything. So that's a responsibility. That's a responsibility to do. Season 7, yeah, I gotta go back deep. So Firm, yeah, So Firm. Check out, it's on our homepage here. If you check our homepage, we did everything for season 1 of X-Men 97. Like I said last year, that was my favorite series of the whole 2024. That was the best series, and we did live streams for all of that. But you could check out the reviews on that. That's on demand. And yes, we did review every episode of Daredevil Born Again season 1, and we're going to be back once again for season 2 as well. Godfather of Harlem is another one that's on my list that I have to go back and watch all of the seasons. That's a hefty endeavor in itself as well. But yeah, the ones that I know for sure we're going to be doing, because I've already watched the whole season, is Yellow Jackets season 3 on Paramount, and then All American season 7, which is on the CW. They just finished up season 7 of the series, but we might do kind of like seasons 1 through 6 video, and then we're going to do a video solo on season 7. So that's what you got to look forward to for stuff outside of the 50 Cent verse in the Power verse. Thank you, Soul Firm. Appreciate you, good brother. Yeah, we're growing this channel. We're a second channel. If Soul Firm Entertainment, if you're also a wrestling fan, or even if you're not a wrestling fan, if you want to get up to date on wrestling, check out our True Hill Heat wrestling YouTube channel, which we're there every day. We got live streams, we got videos that drop talking about the current state of wrestling. We talk about old school wrestling over there. So if you ever have been a wrestling fan or want to get back into it, check out our main channel, which is our bigger channel, first channel that we started here. This is the second channel that we got, but we're growing it, and we appreciate any new subscribers and new supporters that we got here. But yeah, gave my MVP, LVP, gave my stuff, but I will be back with y'all Wednesday. Join us live, probably around 2:15 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be back to review season 4, episode 9 of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. And yes, we will be talking about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson up here in the Powerverse as A-Tone. We're going to be talking about It's About That Time and everything that went down this past week on Raising Kanan. So join us for that. Me and Chrissy Love will be back with you to talk all about it. Appreciate y'all in the chat. This has been one of our more active chats for the season. So I appreciate all the love and support. Hope that you and yours, your misses, your mothers, your grandmothers had a happy Mother's Day. All love to all of y'all, and we appreciate y'all for joining us live, and hope you are back on Wednesday when we go live again. But check out all the great content we got on the channel from the Power Universe. We had season 4 episodes 1 and 2 review. We had season 4 episode 3 review, season 4 episodes 4 and 5 review. Then we had our episode 6 and 7 review 2 weeks ago. We even got our power characters tier list. That's a quick look at it. Y'all can pause it if you want to see how we ranked them as but that video is also up on the channel, so you can go back and watch everything we've done in the Powerverse, and maybe we'll go back to the character tier list, add some Raising Kanan characters into the mix as well. But thank you so much to all of y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand as well. Drop the thumbs up, share this video with all your Power Universe friends, fans, family, friends on all your favorite social media platforms. Hit the subscribe button if you are new, and I will be back with you on Wednesday to review episode 9. This has been our Power Book 3 Raising Kanan episode 8 Street Struck review. We are signing off until next time.